Ms. Melugin, you may begin.
Chair Fitzgerald, Ranking Member Nadler, and distinguished members of the committee, thank you for holding this hearing today and inviting me to participate. My work focuses on technology and antitrust at the Competitive Enterprise Institute, a nonpartisan public policy organization that concentrates on regulatory issues from a free market perspective. I'm also an antitrust and competition fellow at the Innovators Network Foundation. I am pleased to have the rare opportunity to speak to you today about a bipartisan goal, that of ensuring the United States remains the leader on artificial intelligence technologies. While reasonable people can disagree about the challenges AI might bring, almost everyone recognizes the technology's vast potential for economic efficiency gains, life-saving medical breakthroughs, environmental benefits, and more. There is similar consensus around the importance of our country winning the global race for AI dominance ahead of various authoritarian regimes around the world, including China. This broad political agreement can be found in last year's bipartisan House Task Force report on artificial intelligence that emphasizes the economic and national security importance of AI success for the United States. If all agree that a flourishing domestic AI industry is critical, we should next identify the biggest threat to continued US dominance in the field, namely government overreach. Alongside the growing patchwork of state-level AI regulations that I would encourage this Congress to consider preempting, but that's a whole nother hearing, the threat of overzealous antitrust regulation looms large. The default antitrust approach to AI in the US should be one of humility by regulators. However well-intentioned, antitrust enforcers are no better than anyone else in foretelling the future, and certainly not clairvoyants capable of accurate ex-ante regulation of a quickly evolving technology. Antitrust enforcement in the tech sector has been particularly poor, from an abandoned IBM suit that lasted 13 years to a Microsoft case where innovation in the market largely rendered the charges moot. Litigating antitrust in tech is especially challenging. We can look across the pond to the European Union for an even more cautionary tale in overregulation and excessive antitrust enforcement. The result is that in the US, with its relatively light-touch regulatory regime and consumer welfare-driven antitrust approach, we boast 8 of the top 10 global tech firms by market cap, with Europe unable to claim even one. Currently, the EU has an AI regulatory framework much larger than its AI industry, putting them on the now familiar path to diminished prosperity. We needn't make the same mistake here. We know what regulatory framework leads to success and can course correct for the harmful antitrust trends of the last 4 years. The embrace of a big is bad approach to antitrust enforcement at the prior administration's Federal Trade Commission and Department of Justice must be reversed. It's critical that America's AI ecosystem has both large, established firms with their vast resources for research and development and vibrant small startups with their nimbleness and innovation. In many cases, startups rely on the expectation of eventually being profitably acquired by large firms to secure early funding. This is why continued regulatory hostility to mergers and acquisitions is a recipe for stifled AI growth. We must also return to an economics-based approach to identifying competitive problems should they arise. Whatever challenges outside of measurable economic concerns AI might bring, antitrust law will be the wrong tool for correcting them. Refocusing enforcement on consumer welfare and away from ambiguous, vague social goals will be a productive improvement over the last several years. But what are the current facts on the ground for AI competition landscape right now? So far, competition seems to be thriving in what is a non-unitary market, from hardware to the data layer to algorithms and applications. The then newcomer OpenAI had a meteoric rise to popularity with its debut of ChatGPT in November of 2022, and is holding its lead over even the biggest established tech competitors as the most used large language model. Those tech giants plan to spend more than $300 billion this year investing in AI technologies, which is not the behavior one would expect from entrenched monopolists insulated from competitive pressures. And the presence of multiple open source models that allow the little guys to build on those already established models ensures beneficial competitive pressure and leaves space for innovation. The current state of competition in AI is strong. The threat of premature and unwarranted antitrust intervention poses one of the greatest threats to global US competitiveness. Thank you for this opportunity to testify, and I look forward to your questions.